Hey everyone, today's video is about when they accidentally touch you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. Bakugou Katsuki. You were walking down the hallway when you accidentally bumped into Bakugou. You slumped backward, but he quickly grabbed onto your arm to steady you. His touch sent shivers down your spine. You looked up at him and met his intense gaze. Sorry about that, he says, but he didn't let go of your arm. It's okay, you replied, feeling a warmth spreading through your body from where he was touching you. He seemed to notice the effect he was having on you and gave you a small smirk. You know, I wouldn't mind if you kept holding on to me like that, he said in a low voice. Your heart skipped a beat at his words. You had always been attracted to him, but you never thought he felt the same way. You smiled and leaned closer to him. I wouldn't mind that either, you said softly. He slowly released your arm and instead took your hand in his. Let's go somewhere more private, he said, pulling you along with him. Midoriya Izuku. You were both reaching for the same book on the shelf when your hands brushed against each other. Midoriya quickly pulled his hand back, but not before you felt the jolt of electricity between you. He looked up at you with a blush on his cheeks. I'm sorry, he said, his voice barely above whisper. You smiled and shook your head. It's okay, you said, feeling your heart fluttering in your chest. He took a step closer to you, his eyes never leaving yours. Can I ask you something? He said, his hand hovering near yours. Anything, he replied. Do you feel it too? He asked, his fingers lightly brushing against yours. You couldn't help the gasp that left your lips at the sensation. Yes, you said, looking up at him with a newfound boldness. He leaned in, closing the gap between you, and pressed his lips against yours. It was a gentle kiss, but it held a promise of more to come. Todoroki. You were sitting on the couch, watching a movie with Todoroki, when he shifted slightly, causing his arm to brush against yours. You felt a jolt of electricity at the touch, and you tried to ignore it, but then he shifted again, this time deliberately pressing his arm against yours. You turned to him, surprised, and he met your gaze with a small smile. I like being close to you, he said, his voice low. You felt your cheeks heat up at his words. I like being close to you, too, he replied, leaning into him. He wrapped his arms around you, pulling you closer to him. You rested your head against his chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart. You make me feel things that I've never felt before, he whispered, his warm breath against your ear. You looked up at him, meeting his gaze. You do the same for me, you said, before leaning in to kiss him. Kirishima eijirou. You were sparring with Kirishima when he accidentally stumbled, falling forward into his chest. You felt his arms wrap around you, holding you close to him. Are you okay? He asked, his voice filled with concern. You looked up at him, meeting his gaze. I'm fine, you said, but you didn't move from his embrace. He seemed to sense that you needed the comfort, and he held onto you tighter. You felt his heartbeat against your chest, and you realized that you had always felt something for him, but you had never acted on it. Thank you for being here, you said softly. Kirishima quickly pulled away and looked at you with a hint of embarrassment in his eyes. Sorry about that, Lion. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable, he said with a sheepish grin. You couldn't help but smile at his adorable expression. It's okay, Kirishima. It's not like I mind. You assured him, reaching out to gently touch his arm. He smiled gratefully at you, his hand finding its way back to yours. Thanks, Juan. You're really cool, he said, making you feel warm inside. Denki Kaminari. As you and Denki were sitting on the couch, he was explaining something about his quirk to you, getting animated as he spoke. Suddenly, he jumped up, accidentally knocking his elbow onto your side. You gasped at the sudden impact, feeling a jolt of electricity run through you. Denki immediately realized what you had done and quickly sat back down, looking at you with concern. Oh no, are you okay, Juan? He asked, his hand hovering over your arm. He felt a blush creeping up your face as you looked into his concerned eyes. Yeah, I'm fine. It just startled me. You said softly, feeling his hand finally make contact with your skin. He rubbed your arm gently, trying to make sure you weren't hurt. As his fingers brushed over your skin, you couldn't help but feel a flutter in your stomach. You looked up to meet his gaze and found him staring back at you with a warmth that made your heart skip a beat. Shinsou. You and Shinsou were sparring in the training room, both of you putting all your effort in to the fight. In the heat of the moment, you accidentally swung your arm out too far, hitting Shinsou's chest. He stumbled backwards, but before he could regain his balance, he accidentally grabbed onto your arm to steady himself. His touch sent shivers down your spine, and you could feel your heart racing. As he looked up at you with an intense gaze, I'm sorry, Juan. I didn't mean to touch you like that, he said, his hand still resting onto your arm. You could feel your cheeks heating up as you tried to find the right words. It's okay, Shinsou. I didn't mind, he finally said, trying to keep your voice steady. He looked at you for a moment longer before finally removing his hand from your arm. The intensity in his gaze faded away, replaced by a soft look that made your heart skip a beat. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked this video. I'm so tired. I just want to go, drink water, and sleep. But I can't because I have like social studies. Oh wait, geography and history. A test on them on like Sunday, and I suck at them. So how am I going to make up unless if I study? So I have to study, and that sucks. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for listening. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I'm sorry for making you hear my useless rant. But yeah, thank you and bye bye.